Well, here we are, and it's time to put some engine flush in the Jeep Patriot. What we're going to use is the Kleen-flo 5-minute engine flush. I figured, 5 minute, yeah, we can do that. I've used engine flush in the past, and it has seemed to work good. I've never had an engine have trouble or, blow up after I've used engine flush. So I'm thinking it will probably work just fine. So I'm going to dump it in, and then, guess I put that on a bit hard last time. Yeah. I've already checked the oil. She's got oil in her. Do that. Oh, need a key so I can poke a hole in this thing. And we're going to dump her right in. You know what? Let's take this stupid thing off so it doesn't hamper me, get in my way. And let's pour that in. And she's going in. And then I'm going to run her for 5 minutes. And then I'm going to change the oil and take the oil filter off. And then in a later video, probably sometime this week, I'll definitely take a look at that filter and see what actually got caught up inside of it. So let's give this thing a start here, command start, and hopefully she'll run. There we go. I'm going to let her run for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to change the oil. Well, there we go. 5 or 6 minutes has gone by. So, the next plan, get her into the shop here, and I'll change the oil and take the filter off, and let's take a look at this right here. Oh yeah, she seems pretty, yeah, you can see it was kind of sudsy there or something. So, oh yeah, it's like, well, can't wait to drain the oil and put in new oil, and then filter. But the thing with these things is when you do this, that filter now, after you do this, will fill up with gunk, like lots of junk from the engine that's cleaning off with this next oil change. So you'll have to watch it and change that filter out after about usually I change it out between 1,500 and 2,000 kilometers, because by then it's pretty clogged up inside. And once I didn't do that the first time I did this, and the filter, when I changed on my next interval of 5,000 kilometers, was considerably heavier and packed full of carbon and junk from the engine. So it's going to take a couple of filter changes to keep this, keep the filters from clogging up on you. So let me get her into the garage here, and I'll take the filter off and see, and drain the oil, of course. So I cleaned out oil pan, so she's all clean, so I can see what kind of ickiness will come from the engine. That's a good word. I couldn't find the other oil filter I was going to use on here, the other purulator. I think I left it at home. Oh, luckily I keep oil filters at home for my vehicles. So I'm going to use the Baldwin B160, and I'll stick that one on there, and on the next change I'll put a purulator on her again. But we're going to take a purulator off, so can't wait to see what is in the inside of that. Well, I'm not doing that video today though. That one's going to come later of when I take that apart. But right now we're just changing the oil. So there it is, the oil out of the Patriot, and you can see, look at their suds, because I poured in that cleaner. all sorts of suds. So that's pretty well what cleaners do in the engines. It's just a bunch of chemical cleaners to break up everything that was probably sludgy and dirty in the engine so that it can flow out with the oil change. As you can see, this stuff is pretty dark. It's only had 4,000 kilometers on this, so she got pretty dark pretty quick. So I am going to pour it into a random jug I have here. Royal purple. And we're going to see if there's anything on the bottom of this container. Well, I don't see any grit or dirtiness on the bottom of this container anywhere. And it looks pretty fine to me. There's sparkles in there, as you can see, but those aren't, those are paint specks. Used to use this container to wash out paint brushes here at work when they were doing work here. But I don't see any sparkly things or anything. Make sure these are sparkles. Yeah, those are just sparkles on the paint thing. I put cloth on here to see if we catch anything. And in a minute or two, I'll pull that cloth out and see if we did catch anything there. So this cloth was clean when I did put it in there. We got some black specks of some stuff in here. So one there, couple up here. So I'm guessing a couple of specks of carbon. And well, mostly though, looks pretty good that came out of the crankcase. I put 5W20 synthetic oil back in her, and in a probably 3,000 kilometers, I'll change her again and then check the Baldwin filter I put in and see how good that did. But in the meantime, we have the filter here from that I use. Oh, it's a Champ. I thought it was it's a Champ. Well, I didn't know I used a Champ in there. I thought I put in a Purelator. Okay, I put a Champ in there. Wow. I'm kind of shocked at that. I didn't know I had some Champs. Now I had to look and see if I got Champs. Why did I put a Champ in there? I thought I for sure put a Purelator in there. Okay, I put a Champ in there. Well, later on this week, I am going to open this one up, and I'm going to take a good look at her and see if it caught any more crud, and hopefully it has. I haven't reviewed this filter. I think the same as Luber Finer, though. So, but I'm not sure. Looks like Luber Finer. Looks like a good filter. But that's why I used it. It's a Champ. All right, that should be it for now. I'm happy the way this all went. And, well, hopefully this engine will finally be clean of carbon and I can just do my normal oil changes on it after this. All right, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Well, and maybe like. And hopefully I'll bring you more videos in the future that are just as fun.